All right, welcome everyone. Today we are going to absolutely nail your paper 4 strategy questions. How? By building a complete analysis from scratch, right here on this whiteboard. We're not just going to memorize theories, we're going to connect them into a powerful, high-scoring story. Ready?
So, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a solid definition of strategy. Then we'll move through PEST, SWOT, and Ansoff analysis. After that, we'll actually put a number on our decision with a decision tree. And we'll wrap it all up with the perfect A-star exam blueprint. Let's get drawing.
Okay, section 1, the big picture. What is strategy? Before we even think about drawing our analysis, we need to know exactly what we're building. Nailing this definition is the foundation for every single top-scoring answer you're going to write.
At its heart, business strategy is a long-term plan. The two key words you absolutely have to remember are long-term and competitive advantage. Just writing this definition down in an exam can instantly grab you 2 marks. It's pretty much the easiest one you'll get.
Okay, but I've seen strategy and strategic management thrown around a lot. Is there actually a difference we should know for the exam? That is a fantastic question. And you know what? Making this little distinction is what will really impress the examiners. Think of it like this. Strategy is the plan. It's the map. Strategic management, on the other hand, is the ongoing process of using that map. It's the analyzing, the choosing, and the implementing.
So where do we even begin our analysis? Well, you always start by looking outside the business. That brings us to section 2, scanning the external world using the PEST framework. This is all about understanding the big forces that you just can't control, but absolutely must respond to.
PEST is basically our lens for looking at the wider world. Let me sketch it out for you. We've got P for political. Think new government policies. E for economic, like inflation. S for social, that's all about consumer trends. And T for technological, things like the rise of AI. These are the giant waves that can either lift your business up or, well, sink it.
Okay, let's put this into practice for, say, a logistics company. Politically, we might have new green energy subsidies. Economically, rising inflation. Socially, a growing demand for sustainable products. Now, I'm going to circle this green energy subsidy right here in red. Keep an eye on this one, because it becomes absolutely crucial in our very next step. So we have these external factors, but how is just listing them actually useful for making a decision? That is the critical point. On their own, they're pretty much useless. The real key is connecting them to what's happening inside our business. And that's where section 3 comes in, mapping our internal position with a SWOT analysis.
Okay, this is where the magic really happens. See, these tools we're using, they don't exist in separate bubbles. Now watch how these external factors connect with our internal analysis, just like puzzle pieces.
So I'm drawing the SWOT grid now. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now remember that green energy subsidy from our PEST analysis? The one I circled in red? Watch this. I'm literally drawing an arrow from that PEST point, and it's landing directly into the opportunities box. And just like that, an external political change has created a direct, tangible business opportunity for us.
Okay, so our SWOT analysis has just handed us a golden opportunity. What's the next logical step? Well, we have to decide how to act on it. This brings us neatly to section 4, choosing our growth path with the Ansoff matrix. We're moving from just analyzing to actually making a choice.
Let's get the Ansoff matrix drawn up here so we can weigh our options by risk. We've got products on one axis, markets on the other, giving us 4 clear strategies. Now, I'm going to color code these by risk level. Green for low-risk market penetration, a sort of orange for the medium-risk development strategies, and red for the high-risk diversification.
Okay, let's connect the dots here. Given that green subsidy opportunity, market development seems like a really logical choice. We can take our existing service and expand it into a brand new segment, like eco-conscious clients. I'm highlighting this option right here in blue. See? It's a medium-risk strategy that directly uses what we found in our PEST and SWOT. You can see the analytical chain forming right before your eyes.
Medium risk sounds good, but it's still a bit vague, isn't it? For a top-level evaluation, can we make that more concrete? Excellent question. And yes, to get those top marks, we need to quantify that risk to make our decision more objective. That brings us to section 5, calculating the final decision with a decision tree. This is where we bring in the numbers.
This brings us to the big question, right? We have a potential strategy that looks good on paper,
But is this market development plan a financial risk that's actually worth taking? The decision tree is going to give us a data-driven answer.
I'm drawing the tree for us right now. Our main decision node is expand or not. From there, we've got two main branches for the possible outcomes. Let's imagine there's a 0.6 probability of success, which would bring in a profit of $100,000. And that, of course, means there's a 0.4 probability of failure, resulting in a $50,000 loss. Now, let's zoom in on the whiteboard here and calculate the expected value, or EV. The formula is actually pretty simple. We multiply the financial outcome of each branch by its probability, and then we just add them together. So we have 0.6 times $100,000 plus 0.4 times negative $50,000. And the result is a positive expected value of $40,000. I'm writing that in big, bold, green numbers. This positive EV gives us the solid, quantitative justification we need to confidently recommend this market development strategy. It's not just a hunch, it's a financially sound decision. And there you have it. We've just walked through a full strategic analysis linking 4 different tools together to land on a really well-justified decision. Now, for the most important part of all, Section 6, your A-star exam blueprint. How do you take this logical chain and present it for maximum marks in Paper 4?
This is your golden ticket. This is the structure you should be using in every single strategy essay. First up, define the key term. That's an easy 2 marks. Second, draw the relevant diagram, like your SWOT or ANSOF. That's worth up to 4 marks. Third, analyze. This is where you apply the tool to the specific case study. And finally, to hit those top marks, evaluate. Judge the strategy. Think about the risks and give a fully justified recommendation based on your entire chain of analysis.
So let's wrap this up. If you remember only one thing from today, please make it this. The key isn't just knowing the names of the tools. It's showing the examiner how they link together to tell a coherent, logical, strategic story, just like we did together on the board today.
So I'll leave you with this challenge. We've just walked through this whole process with one example. Now it's your turn. Can you take this exact same chain of analysis from PEST all the way to a final justified recommendation and apply it to a completely different scenario? Maybe a tech startup in a really competitive market. Give that a try and you'll be well on your way to mastering business strategy.